Hello, welcome to Seven Star Tarot. It is Monday the 27th of January, 2025. I've been away for a week. Unfortunately, my dad died. So, yes, been having to deal with that. Um, yeah, I live in Thailand, so he uh, he was married to a Thai lady, so he had a Thai style funeral, which was actually quite nice. But obviously, family members dying and funerals aren't great. But there you go. Death is part of life, as we all know. Anyway, never mind about me. Let's do your reading for today, and let's see where we end up. So, just shuffling the deck. Death in the Tarot, obviously, is all about transformation, isn't it? It's about the movement of one state to another, the ending of a cycle. Could be a cycle of any length, could be something that's been happening for a week, or a month, or a year, or 10 years, or 20 years, or a lifetime. So, possibly transformation. I mean, transformation is usually a theme of tarot, isn't it? So let's see what comes up. You are the world today, ending of a cycle, a big one. The world is the 21st major arcana. Um, and as you may know, the major arcana maps out, if you like, the journey that the soul takes throughout life. And of course, it's a repeating cycle. But the world is very much about endings, so you may be dealing with some endings yourself. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of sorrow. It's a card of feeling left out of a situation, or it can be a card of aloneness as well. Um, there's an idea of separation, as though you're separated from something or someone that you want to be with. So we have in the traditional card the church, and the lights are on inside the church, and there's two people outside in the snowstorm, and they're going through hardship. So there may be, if there is an ending that you're dealing with, there may be hardship associated with it, and it doesn't necessarily mean material hardship, or it can do with the Five of Pentacles. But there is a sense of emotional hardship in this card as well. Um, but then we have the Queen of Cups, who's kind of being ejected from the water here as like a kind of fountain. You're sort of sitting on top of this sh shaft of water. Queen of Cups is about inwardly focused emotions, I think, in this sense, but not out of balance. It could just be very deep emotions that are felt with regards to this situation. So let's move on, see if we clarify the situation and what it might be about. Two of Wands in the foundation, a sense of looking at the world that you're a part of And um, I was going to say wanting more from it, but that's more sort of Three of Cups energy, I believe. Maybe you feel like you want more enjoyment out of life. Maybe this situation that's coming to an end, or maybe the cycle that's coming to an end. We'll find out about. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. So we have the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords. So this cycle is to do with heartbreak, heartbreak from the past. And the Two of Wands as Temperance and the Three of Wands. Okay. No, I'm going to go with what I said originally, that there is a sense because look, the Three of Wands is looking out to the future. And the temperance is about finding emotional balance in yourself in this situation. So you may be finding emotional balance here. You may also be looking at the world that you're inhabiting and wondering what else is out there, what else is coming in the future. Um, there's a sense of expectation, of expecting good things, and with the Two and the Three of Wands both there, and then the Star. I would say that this process of life is a process of forming your identity and reforming it over and over again as we go through these cycles. And it does take strength, but I think you have the strength to do so. You're discovering the emotional balance despite this background of heartbreak. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic heartbreak. It could just be, twin flames, if you like, or soulmates come in many forms. Um, so yeah, it could be a father, a brother, a sister, a son, a daughter, as well as a partner. And the Three of Swords is to do with dealing with that loss, the psychological fallout of that loss. But there are some very good omens here because we have the Ace of Wands. So we have the Ace and the Two and the Three, which is very much a new beginning, strangely enough. In the past, we have the Three of Pentacles. There's a sense that you've been working towards something, working towards your independence with the Nine of Pentacles and the Chariot. Um, yeah, working towards being independent. And it could very well be being independent from whoever the person is that, yeah, you've experienced this sort of heartbreak because of, or with reference to. The Chariot is saying that this is very much a journey, and also a journey where you're blessed on this journey. You have blessings and you've had blessings on the journey, but you've had to work hard for your independence. And then the Five of Swords came up, so I'm wondering what this is about. Five of Swords traditionally is defeat. We have the Seven of Wands, which is to do with conflict, and the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. So in this card, he looks like he's looking up. He's moving on from something, but all around him are these swirling mists. And I'd take the swirling mists to mean the emotions. So I think this process has been very difficult. There's been a lot of conflict, whether internal or external, but there's also been very much a sense of that you're not, even though you may have been alone, that you haven't been doing this alone, that you have these kind of spirit guides or God, the divine, whatever you want to call it, have been with you, has been with you this whole time. Even when you felt like you've been defeated, and even when you felt that that defeat has been very unfair, that this process of support has enabled you to create new beginnings, to move on from the past with the fool and the strength. And then again, we have the world, but we also have the devil. Yeah, so these messages are coming thick and fast today, aren't they? Fool is about obviously starting anew, setting the things in the past that held you back. And maybe, given that this is a story about your independence and about discovering, creating, and stepping into your strength as an independent entity in the world and creating around you the world that you want, um, maybe this is saying that it's almost like now is the time with the world. Now is the time when this huge, I'm getting a sense of a very large cycle, a very long cycle, and it could be 10 years, it could be 20 years. It could be longer. Saturn returns after 28 years, so that's kind of like a 30-year milestone as well. So there's all of these cycles happening, which obviously astrology helps us to bring our attention to. Um, and I feel like the strength card is telling us that strength will be required, but also that you have the strength. And then we have the devil popping up. The devil pops up when we're trying to move on from the storms of the past, the stormy emotional situations, the habits that the mind falls into. The devil pulls us down. Let me clarify this devil because, excuse me, Page of Pentacles, Empress, Six of Wands. Interesting. Six of Wands here really looks like the Six of Swords in the traditional deck. Moving on from painful experiences. It's funny, I've been reading for years, but looking at this new deck, it's sometimes difficult to even remember what the original Six of Wands was. Quite a different meaning. The original Six of Wands is to do with victory and winning. And I think what this is saying, because these are coming out with the devil, is that you are very much in the process of, with the Six of Swords, in the process of moving on. I'm feeling the devil is coming in the reverse because of what's come with it. The Page of Pentacles is here. So again, this idea of beginning anew, starting anew, and starting anew at things that are very practical, very everyday things. And we have the Empress, which is really to do with stepping into your power, not feeling like you have to run or chase anything that is coming to you, that everything that's due to you in due course will arrive. And the Four of Pentacles here shows the miser, shows the person who's anxiously holding on to things. And then on top of it, we have the Emperor and the Ace of Cups, and the Four of Wands. So I think what it's saying is that, let me just see, let me just clarify once more. The Four of Pentacles you can take a few ways. It's the man standing on top of the pentacle, and he's got one in his arms and one on top of his head. Um, and he's very concerned about losing his material, the material things that he's gained. So there may be a sense as this cycle comes to an end, whatever it is, whether you're moving house, whether it's ending some kind of relationship, um, starting a new career, whatever it is, although I am getting more of the kind of relationship energy, but obviously it would depend on your situation. That when we're in situations that are new, there can be a tendency to contract. And the Four of Pentacles is very much a card of contraction. By contrast, though, the energies from the external are showing the Fool, and the Fool is the opposite of that. It's opening out, it's letting go of everything, it's allowing flow of the universe to flow around you and through you. And so we have the Emperor, who's very much about taking control of the situation, taking control of your own mindset and your own habits, your own tendencies. One more on the Emperor, Page of Cups. It's saying that sometimes you need to start very small in your approach to something. You can't just immediately become the emperor. The emperor is all four kings. So there's a process of building up your faculties or building up your abilities. If you take the four kings, the King of Pentacles, who's building wealth every day and concerned with the addition of more material things to himself so that he can be in a position to give others. So building material wealth from the ground up. The King of Swords, who's able to judge situations for their merit and to see through any illusions or confusions and to be truthful, honest, and in integrity with himself and between him and his word, and thereby produce results. Um, yeah, the ability to cut through the bullshit. The King of Cups, the ability to feel things very deeply, to have emotions, to have compassion, but to not allow them to become out of control. And the King of Wands, who is able to manage all of his affairs and to be able to put his energy and passion and drive into the things that matter and to withdraw his energy from the things that don't matter. So the point of this little story is that it takes time to build up these faculties within yourself. It's a lifetime of learning, making mistakes, experiencing things. And so the Page of Cups is saying, don't worry about all of that for now. Just start small and start with the emotions that are going to help you. Because when you start small, it can very quickly um, snowball, and you can actually accelerate through to the Ace of Cups, which is kind of ultimate satisfaction. But you need to start with that seed first, and the seed starts within you. So the Six of Swords again, very much moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on from the past, moving on from the things that bound you, moving on from the memories, and forging a new path for yourself, witnessing the end of this cycle, and with the Empress, not necessarily feeling like you have to control it. Um, the Empress and the Emperor go together very well because if you take them both as being relevant for your own energy, it's almost like you can grow your Emperor energy paradoxically from being in the Empress state because everything goes in cycles. And so, yeah, justice is showing us that what is right and what is fair will balance out. So everything will balance out. You'll get what you put into life, And what you put into life is both material and psychological, emotional and spiritual. And with the Four of Wands, we have stability, stability of the mind and the heart, and yeah, achievement of the things that you want to achieve. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, lots of sevens here. If you put the work in, you will reap the rewards. It's only a matter of time. And um, with the Queen of Pentacles and then the Four of Swords, it's saying the approach to this would be better if you approach it more from a feminine energy perspective. So rather than kind of attacking the problem, maybe sit with the problem or the desire or the plan and nurture it and allow your natural abilities to come to the surface in time. Don't try and force anything at this moment in time because it takes time to move on. It takes time for cycles to close. And we're not in control fully of how these cycles how they occur, how they arise, and how they end. What you can control is your attention. And I'm very much getting with the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Three of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles came up a number of times. Very much about working on your projects, whatever they are, and taking your time, not forcing yourself, but nurturing yourself to to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Quite a deep reading there. Hope that was helpful, and see you next time.